What up, family? It's your boy SNTV coming back at y'all with a news update. Oblock Rage was just convicted yesterday in an unaliving that took place on King Drive in 2017. He was convicted of the unaliving of Takia Holmes. The story goes there were some guys selling some weed on their block, and Oblock Rage pulled up with a gun with a switch on it and started shooting. He shot like 11 or 12 times and ended up hitting Takia Holmes. Now, a lot of people says that Oblock Rage wasn't the one that actually did this, and a lot of the witnesses that were on the case actually recanted their statements when it came down to it. But nevertheless, he was convicted yesterday. It took the jury 2 hours to deliberate, and they came back with a guilty verdict. If Takia Holmes were alive today, she'd be getting ready for prom and graduation. She would also be preparing for college, either Chicago State University or Spelman College in Atlanta, choices she had talked about before she was gunned down nearly 7 years ago. My baby was smart and she was going to be something, her mother Nakia Williams said Thursday afternoon, shortly after a jury took just 2 hours to convict Antoine Jones, 26, of the February 11, 2017 unaliving. Williams said the verdict brought her some comfort, but she called it a win-lose. We won the case, but we still lost my daughter, she said. I'm happy it's over. I'm happy justice was served for my daughter. Prosecutors say Jones fired a semi-automatic Ruger pistol with an extended clip at a group of people selling marijuana near 64th Street and King Drive. Jones fired off 12 rounds, but instead of hitting his intended target, some of the shots slammed into a minivan where 11-year-old Takia and her family were taking cover. The last thing Takia ever saw was her family, but unfortunately, the last thing she ever heard was gunshots. Jones was identified as the gunman by 4 witnesses, all members of the same faction of the Gangster Disciple Street Gang, is Jones. But by the time the case got to trial, those witnesses were less clear about what they saw. One took the stand on Wednesday and told jurors he didn't actually see Jones with the gun that day at all. Assistant Public Defender Dylan Barrett warned jurors they couldn't trust the word of any of the witnesses, adding they couldn't be trusted to take out your garbage. The police were quick to try to solve this. Didn't matter who, just had to solve it, he said. Other members of the gang had known each other longer than they had known James, Barrett said. So they sacrificed Mr. Jones because he was the easiest to sacrifice. The lawyer also noted the gun used in the shooting wasn't found until 9 months later during a traffic stop in a different area of the city. There was no physical evidence connecting it to Jones, Barrett said. Prosecutors countered that the witnesses backed down from their previous testimony before a grand jury because they didn't want to be seen as a snitch. 3 of those witnesses didn't want to testify and had to be hauled into court. Every time you heard someone from that witness stand say, "I don't remember," he was apologizing to Jones and lying to you. He stressed that video surveillance backed up the grand jury testimony, pointing to a person in the video that a security guard had identified as Jones. Takia is unalive because this man thought he had the right to unalive somebody for selling weed in his neighborhood. Takia was one of several children who were victims of the city's gun violence that February. A half hour before she was shot, 12-year-old girl Kanari Gentry Bowers was fatally wounded on the south side. 3 days later, Levante White, too, was unalive while riding in the car. The same day Takia was taken off life support. Anti-violence activist Andrew Holmes is a cousin of Takia. His daughter was unalive by a stray bullet in 2015 outside a gas station when a gunfight broke out at a nearby nightclub just last month. Holmes said his grandson was wounded in a mass shooting at a Halloween party in Indianapolis. It doesn't matter what you do later, you can't take it back, Holmes said to those who resort to gun violence. You can't bring someone back. There was a lot of people saying that Oblock Rage actually didn't do this. You know what I'm saying? That the guys that testified against him, wasn't even from Oblock. They wasn't even a part of, his clique or whatever. I heard that Oblock Rage was doing a lot around there. So that kind of makes him guilty by association. You seen the same thing happen with D. Rose. You know what I'm saying? When you got a name in the streets, when you turning up out there in the streets, it's easy for the police to turn around and convict you. You know what I'm saying? Like, basically off hearsay. I mean, people saying that they ain't got no rock hard evidence that he did this. Who's to say? You know what I'm saying? If he did do this, he deserved to be where he at. I mean, the story sound kind of crazy, but it is what it is. And this is just another example, y'all. I mean, hey, streets don't love nobody. You know what I'm saying? And at this point, I don't see how nobody love the streets. Straight up. Motherfuckers gonna keep on, you know, either getting unalived or left for dead in jail. He had a public defender. It sounds like his public defender, you know, tried to fight for him, but hey, there's only so much you can do. Y'all tell me what y'all think about this case in the comment section. If you haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. If you haven't liked this video, go ahead and like this video, man. We at 250,000+ subscribers. You know what I'm saying? We trying to get to 3. We're on the road to 300,000 right now. Then after that 500, then after that, man, we going straight to 1 million. You know what I'm saying? I come home tomorrow, so I will be at home. I will be going live tomorrow. We're gonna talk about a lot of issues. I'm gonna stay on there. I'm gonna go hard for about 2 or 3 hours tomorrow. And I'm gonna open up the platform to anybody that wanna come over there, you know, and speak their piece. That being said, it's your boy SNTV. I'm out.